we're going to move over to Gemma. Gemma is a refrigeration apprentice with J&E Hall. Good morning, Gemma. Are you there?
Yep, I'm here. Can you hear me? My video working.
Okay, so as somebody who's newer in the industry, could you just give us a little bit of information on your background, so the hows and the whys, why you're here with us?
So when I left school, I started in hairdressing because it was very much girls did hairdressing, boys did mechanics. There was no in between. And so I went into hairdressing, I pursued my career, and later on I had an opportunity to do some labouring at an air show, and I thought, oh, that's right up my street, I'll give that a go. And during that time, that led me to find a placement in Carrier. So I worked in Carrier, I did their office stuff for a bit, and they wanted to keep me on, and their role they had was an engineer. So I said, okay, why not? I'll give that a go. And that's how I fell into the industry. I didn't know anything, about HVAC. I didn't know what I was getting myself into, but I just thought, I'll give it a go, see where this takes me. And obviously haven't looked back since. And now I'm working for Halls, which is fantastic. So it's a long road, and I'm still doing my level 2. I've got my last exam next week to finish my level 2 qualification, which is really exciting. And then on to the 3rd year. So it's just a lot of studying.
Yeah, we've all been there, and it is a long road, but it is very much worth it. And the apprenticeship that we do is just so valuable to get that hands-on experience. It's really going to set you up for the rest of your career. So we're talking about engineering heroes today. So I'd quite like to know who yours is and why.
Oh, so there's 2 people that really stand out, and still to this day they're there for me. So one of them would be my first year tutor, Lee from Eastleigh. He's supported me through so many challenges, times where I think, oh, I can't do this anymore, I'm not good enough. And he's the one who sat there and said, Gemma, stop talking nonsense, you've got this. And the other person, I think, this is probably one of the most important people to me, would be my supervisor from Carrier, Paul Gibbs. He's the person I call up now when I pass an exam, and he's always been there. And actually he was the one that encouraged me into the industry, and he looked after me the whole time, and I can still call him up to this day if I have a problem or if I need a bit of advice, if I want to learn something, and he'll always make time. And I just think it's so nice to have that support, and I wouldn't be able to do it as well without support from the WIRCHP group. It's so nice to have people there who have been there, who've done it, and understand what I'm going through, like up and rising in the industry.
Yeah, I think the group is really important, and something that we say quite frequently is that we're stronger together, and that isn't just within our group, but women in engineering as a whole, and the affiliations that we've got with other institutes and associations. But it's absolutely incredible that you've found your own mentor in a way. So you've got people there to support you every step, and that's what's really important. And when you finished your apprenticeship and you're out working on your own, you will then probably find people that will be calling you, and you'll be a mentor to others, and then that's really when it gets interesting.
I think that's what I to being, passing on my knowledge. The knowledge I'm learning now is so important, and one day I will be, like all of you who are inspirations, and it's just so exciting to know where I can be and see, and hearing everyone's stories today. They're incredible, and it's eye-opening, especially for me, being, I'm at the beginning, and later the ladies today have so much experience. It's amazing to hear.
Yeah, but don't forget that you are too a role model yourself and an engineering hero, because although you are at the beginning of your journey, you've put yourself at the front, and you've really helped us to shine a spotlight on people that are just entering the industry, and show that there are careers for everybody, basically. So you are a role model and an engineering hero yourself. So as we talk about apprenticeships, is there any advice that you could give others that might be considering an apprenticeship as a route into the industry?
It's a tough one. That's a tough question. I'd say jump at it. If you get offered the training, take every chance you get and every opportunity you have to train, because it is so interesting, and there's so many different paths you can go down. I find the qualification is quite specific, but there's so many different paths in like industrial, commercial. You have air conditioning, then you can go into heat pumps. If you think the industry is massive, and just jump at it, because there's so many paths it can take you down.
Yeah, it's very true. And like you said, there's very many different arms of our industry, and as things develop in the future, that the reaches that we're going to go into are going to move even more. So you say there's plenty of different things you can do, and perhaps maybe if there's something that you're not really enjoying, you can move into a different sector. So we've heard from some of the others about their experiences and some of the issues that they might have faced. As somebody who's newer to the industry, have you had the same sort of experiences? Has there been any prejudices, or have you found it to be a lot more welcoming than, say, some of us who joined a while ago?
Yeah, I think it's a very different place now. Obviously, you do get funny looks, and you do get stared at, especially if you go on building sites, because people aren't used to seeing a female walking through a building site with a tool bag. But like I've had a lot of support from everybody, and even at college, I'm the only girl in the class, but I don't feel different. We're all together. I'm not any different to them, and we all help each other. They don't. Yeah, it's just a very, very different world, I think, now, and it's amazing, because you don't feel so odd. I forget, actually, like, it sounds really strange, but I forget I'm a female sometimes, if that makes sense. I just feel like normal. I don't feel any different to anyone, if that makes sense.
I think that is something. I don't even want to know if I want to say that it's changed a lot over the years, but definitely when we're out on site and we're in our mucky overalls and things, you don't get so many comments passed as we would have done in previous years.
Yeah, no, I think.
So maybe it is changing, and that's down to all of us really for pushing things forward. So I've got one last question for you. You are an active member of the Women in RACHP group, and obviously as someone who's sort of newer to the industry, I was wondering if you could maybe share some hints and tips for people who want to get a little bit more involved. So how did you get involved in what we're doing, and to encourage others?
I think it's trying to think. I think coming into the industry is amazing, and just reach out to people, reach out to anybody, because there's so many people who want to help, especially when you are new. And the group has been amazing for me. It's been such a confidence boost, because I've never been a talker. I've never been, I never thought I'd see myself going on a Zoom call and speaking to loads of different people. So it's a huge help, and I think this, just have a look, and it's important as well, I think, for me as coming into the industry to get involved and do like the magazine articles and reach out on social media, because then people can connect with you, and you can then connect people with other people, and that's kind of how I feel it is really important to do.
So the value of networking, really, to reach out and meet other people and to support each other. And I think LinkedIn is a really valuable tool. I think we don't really promote it as much as we should, but that's where we found each other, isn't it? And I think that's probably true for many of us in the group, is that it's where LinkedIn, where those relationships were forged and built. So we're going to let you get off, because I'm sure you've probably got calls to go on, equipment to fix. But I just want to say thank you for your time today, for joining us.